What's going on, VC? Joaquim here. I hope everybody's doing well. Today I'm coming at you with a video inspired on the LA Punk Invasion Festival happening this week in Los Angeles. Main day is Saturday, and there is pre-shows, I believe, starting today. And before you jump into conclusions, let me answer the question you saw on the thumbnail. Yes, you should go to that festival. I'll go myself. I'll be there on Saturday. So if you're new to the channel, or if you're just watching this video and you don't know what the fuck is going on in here, I will tell you. The vinyl community is this bunch of old guys, gatekeepers, showing off their vinyl records. That's what we do here. So I'm using the LA Punk Invasion lineup to show a bunch of records that I think all into punk rock or interested into learn a little bit about punk rock and eventually fall in love. But how can you not to? Yeah, that's what we do here. So let me talk about the LA Punk Invasion. I know some people are disappointed because in the last few hours some bands got canceled, which is a bummer. In my particular case, the 3 bands that I wanted to see the most got canceled, and as a result of that, I even got stuck with an extra ticket because my wife no longer is interested in going to the show. And those 3 bands are, and these are all records that you should check it out: The Blood, False Gestures for Devious Public, absolute classic. Some will call it UK82, but The Blood are one of a kind of a band. This is a banger. I've showcased this record here many times, went into a little deeper review on it, but check this one out. This is a reissue. This is not a reissue. This is a release on Radiation reissues from Italy from 2022. Puke and Vomit, they put out the same record within the same time frame as well, and this just compiles the early singles and the mini LP CPR Next from 85 or 86. Yeah, I was looking forward to see them again. I was hoping to see them with the lineup that I never saw them. It's a bummer. 999, any of these are absolutely bangers. Anyone should give these a go. And of course, Partisans. Last time I saw Partisans, I believe, was 2001. I was looking forward to see them again. 2 absolutely essential classic UK punk albums. To me, more than classics. Kind of sucks. These bands are not going to be there. I was lucky enough to have seen them in the past, so it is what it is. I know how hard it must be to put up a festival or a show of this dimension. I cannot even imagine. I remember way back in the day, trying to put 15 local bands together was already a nightmare. I cannot even imagine. So not sure which is the main individual behind this, man. Thanks for the good work you do, and I'll be there, I'll be at the CY Fest as well. Please make sure the Red Cadet doesn't get canceled. So people from my generation and older, I know some are disappointed that these 3 important bands are no longer part of the lineup. Nevertheless, it's a one-of-a-kind opportunity to experience new bands, new great bands, international bands, some classic bands, and most and foremost, as I looked into the lineup today, it literally looks like 90s street punk revival fest. So let's start with some new bands, and I'm showing only records. I didn't dig too much. I pulled these records within the last 10 minutes. There's bands that I'm playing that are worth it to check it out, that I do either at the CDs or I don't have, like New York Hounds for sure. Non-Servium, it's a good band you're gonna be playing to, and then there's Dick Spikey, and man, there's so much shit. But anyways, I'm gonna show you records of the bands that I most likely will see. I will go see Castillo again. This is their debut, which I love. You know, I prefer this to the latest release. You know, just my opinion. Banger right here. A band that everybody's been talking for quite a while, but you know, I've been following these guys since the very beginning, and this is like a must see, I'll say. You know, heavily Bleeds influenced band. It's kind of like their sound is like in between Voice of a Generation. They stopped Bleeds. They didn't stop in the right time frame. They kind of did they shift gears too quick. Yeah, mess. They kind of like in between Voice of a Generation and is it Killing Dream? It might be Killing Dream. Is it? Shit. I don't. Hold on. No, you got me tripping. Yeah, the Killing Dream. So yeah, it's like that kind of Blades. If this makes any sense, any of these records are bangers. Right here, gotta say, my favorite tune by them is on a split with Chisel. Is a banger. A fantastic band that is been around for quite a while, maybe 10 years at this time, but it's like a band that I'm looking forward to see, because this is one of my favorite records that came out on the last 10 years. So No Time You'll Get Yours, banger. So, and now back to the 90s street punk, which is going to be a shit ton of 90s street punk. If you don't know what 90s street punk is, I will define 90s street punk as UK 82 Oi and American hardcore come together. That was the era that I experienced the most. That was the era that I grew up in, and it was definitely a time that you know, that punks and skins unity kind of thing, it did exist. It was fucking amazing. Yeah, that's when you hear street punk, 90s street punk. That's pretty much it. These bands that you know, they drank from the fountain of UK 82, Oi, and American hardcore, and some of the greatest bands that will be playing at LA Punk Invasion are Casualties. Still my favorite. That's because I'm an old fuck. And this is the last album I bought by the Casualties, so I need to correct that. I don't even remember what year this is. 3 fantastic records. Belltones, gotta check out the Belltones. Great band. They'll be playing there as well. Made in San Diego, Cheap Sex, a return. I hope you're not a war for Cheap Sex. Yeah. Launch off to war. Oh, I forgot the Essential band that is going to be playing as well. You cannot miss that band. My videos are getting sloppier and sloppier. Shit. Sorry about that. So we roll. I just pull up. Oh, there we go. You don't want to miss lower class frets. one for, in my opinion, these days, the Brats are definitely the band that does it the most for me when it comes to 90s revival street punk. True to their sound, with that oi punch, great live, fantastic band. They never disappoint. Lower class Brats. Also, there'll be an opportunity to see Defiance. I've showed this record here so many times, and well, I always say the same shit. The best punk album from the 90s. No future, no hope. Relevant as fuck these days. An opportunity to see this band. This is later in the game. This is like late 90s, early 2000s. I think it's the only band that I never saw. Stomper 98, German band, anti-fascist band. They throw some Foreskins and Last Resort covers in their set. So, but oh, there's more. Blank 77. Never saw Blank 77. There's another one I never seen. So it's gonna be interesting to see this thing 30 years later. Virus. A lot of people are excited to see the Virus, and rightfully so. Yeah, one of the best from the punk core. Some people also excited to see the Devochkas. They no longer look like this. Saw them in 2001 in England. It'll be interesting to see how they're doing these days. And the band, man, this has been ages. The Unseen. This is my favorite Unseen recording, along with the LP Lower Class Crucifixion, which I no longer have. I thought I did. Yeah. Classic shit. And for the old folks, they want to reminisce and have a good time. And also for the young, they want to enjoy some old classic punk rock and pay homage to the Godfathers. You'll have the opportunity to see bands such as The Eye, Team Gun, Ancient Artifacts, any of these. It's a banger. Zero Voice. Also, in these videos, for the ones that are the first time stopping here, I try to show as many records as possible. I'm just trying to provide an outlet for people to discover new things or revisit things, I haven't seen them since 2001, I believe. Excited to see them. I've shown before the debut and Evacuate, but this is actually a great comp. No Escape, Urban Kids, No Flowers for Him, Troll is the Day, Right to Work, Look at the Outside, What Would You Do, No One's Coming Outside, The Loner. Don't Get Me Wrong, Decide and Come On. It's only missing I'm on Fire to be an absolutely flawless comp. This is a bargain bin record as well. Can buy this for like $10. Of course, I'm excited to see the Crux. I'm curious to see what they're gonna play. I was like, the other day I was talking to Bones from Lowest Class Brat, and I was joking like, are they gonna play Crash as well? We don't know, but I'm excited to see them. I never saw them as well. Band that I don't know what to expect. I've seen them multiple times. Can be a banger. It will be punk for sure. One of my favorite UK 82 bands. Special Duties, this is their debut, absolute classic. If you're into buying vinyl and you're on a budget, this is a good compilation to grab to. Bullshit Detector. No, Distorted Truth. He does have the Bullshit Detector single as well, but not the Bullshit Crass. Yeah, all their singles. Right here, Violent Society, Police State, 7782 LP, and Bullshit Crass. Yeah, classic shit. This is gonna be fun. These comps, I haven't listened to this pretty much since I bought this. This came out on Jailhouse Records maybe 10 years ago, but this, if you can grab this, go for it. You know, you will have the duties back in the day in the 80s and the duties works from the 90s, which is fucking brilliant. You know, classic band. I will not miss them. A classic band. Another classic band is Exploited. I'm gonna show two records that I never showed here. Of course, Punk's Not Dead, Troops of Tomorrow, bangers. But Let's Start the War, said Maggie one day. These days there's somebody else saying let's start the war. Those motherfuckers. And Aura Epics, an absolute classic. Right here. I will be seeing these guys for sure, UK subs, and I'm showing today two records that I never see anyone show these on the VC, and I think those records are incredibly underrated. UK subs Japan Today, and UK subs Huntington Beach, which is a rocker. Of course, you should listen to Another Kind of Blues and the singles, but yeah. And another band that I've seen them many times, but this is one of those bands that people that know my channel know how much I love these bands. So yeah, I cannot just not go see them, because it doesn't matter, they always fucking kicked ass. And I'm talking about, I'm not showing So the Youth because I've showed these records so many times, but I'm gonna enjoy the Skeptics gig for sure. And last but not least, a band that I haven't, actually the last time I saw them was 2016, if I'm not mistaken. I went to see their show, and there was like a gap of 15 years between previous time I've seen them. So I went actually with my wife to see them because it's one of our favorite bands. And we're like, fucking 15 years later, what this shit's gonna sound like? And they fucking ripped the kicked ass. So in 2016. And now they're back. And it's a band that a lot of people is excited about it, and rightfully so. However, I've seen some videos that some people like, it's one of those bands that you need to understand a little bit about the band in order to appreciate the sound. So I'm talking about Major Raxi, right? It's 80s. They do fall within the UK 82 umbrella, if you want to put it that way. However, heavily inspired by the Clockwork Orange image, but not just the image, the lyricism. Like the lyricism is all about that concept of the real horror show. So I know that some lyrics are like Twisted Mind might not be appealing to some because how macabre they can be. You know, their sound's pretty basic, primitive initially. However, in this record, came out in the 90s, for people that grew up in the 90s, you know, they start listening to punk, you know, through that melodic 90s sound, and just later in life start to gravitate towards, you know, the early punk bands. This was a record that helped a lot of people make the bridge between the 90s melodic punk sound that was almost mainstream at the time to these fucking bangers. So Major Accent, hands down, a band that I'm extremely excited to see them again. And any of these, for any of your record collectors, are money in the bank. Maybe not this one. Yeah, so yeah, you should go to the LA Punk Invasion, because, you know, how often can you see this amount of phenomenal bands in one place. Plus, the Belasco, must say, is a fantastic venue. Went there last year to the CY Fest, and I've seen every band that I wanted to see. Easy to go from stage to stage, quality of sound great, staff great, excellent. So maybe I'll see you out there. You guys take care. Cheers.